Well, you can see that Brad Coleman's had a problem, and it's called contact with the turn 1 wall. And also involved in this was Scott Lagasse. They were battling for 13th on the racetrack. There's what's left of Lagasse's machine, as he's already made it into pit lane. Let's go back and take another look.
Okay, here they are coming out of turn 4. Like I said, those guys get close together early on, and Lagasse just didn't give enough room on the outside.
And it goes all the way down to turn 1 before they finally come to a stop.
Early in the race like that, you know, there should be some give and take.
Let's just listen.
He lifted a little. He lifted a little more.
Take one more view from high above.
That's right. Like I said, the 41 car, you're coming out, you got all the wheel you can to turn that thing to keep it to the bottom, and Coleman didn't give him a lot of room. He could have lifted and gave him some room. He had the spot, but there they are, back into the fence.
So we are under our 3rd caution, which means an Aaron's Lucky Dog free pass, and this time it goes out to David Reagan, so he'll get back on the lead lap. All right, we're going to step aside for just a moment. Aric Almirola still out in front, but again, that over 1 second lead has evaporated due to our 3rd caution. We've just gone back to green flag racing here at O'Reilly Raceway Park. Your race leader is still Aric Almirola. It's Greg Biffle, though, in 2nd, breathing down his neck. Ron Hornaday is in 3rd. Jason Leffler 4th. David Rudiman rounds out your top 5. That's right, David Rudiman, who started in the very back of the field because he did not make it to qualifying.
We have a Toyota contingent coming up. You got Leffler, you have Rudiman, and you have Mike Bliss.
On board with Rudiman, you saw the view as he's got the cars up in front of him there. That's Leffler to the inside, trying to look underneath the 77 of Ron Hornaday. That side of the car looks really good for Ron.
Absolutely, that it does.
Don't look at the other side.
He might have another donut.
It could come real soon. Oh, yeah, great view from Rudiman's car. You can just see the guys bouncing here. Hornaday trying to get the forward bite off. Rudiman saying, give me an opening, guys, and I'm going to take both of them.
Absolutely right. He come from the back all the way up to the front. He wants to go lead this thing.
How about Mike Bliss? Give him a shout. He's up to the 8th position, but he had a little problem. There's a brush with the wall.
If that safer barrier wasn't there, he would have made it.
Well, unfortunately, that's why they put those things up there. Otherwise, he'd be out in the parking lot. We're working lap 77 of 200. We've had a total of 3 cautions so far. And while all this is going on, let's get caught up down in pit lane. Scott Lagasse is with Vince Welch.
Yeah, not too happy about the incident. There's a lot of banging and rubbing going on at Raceway Park, but you thought maybe that was a little out of hand, huh?
Yeah, it was a little early in the race. I don't know. I never even heard he was there until after I was nose first in the wall. So, you know, we're just riding, taking our time. Actually going forward, Brad made a good adjustment there on the pit stop, so made the car a good bit better, and just trying to hold our stuff, get to the end, run the last 50 laps hard. So I don't know. I don't even know what to say. All I knew I was in the fence and heard right rear, right side. So I gotta say hello to Ben, Cody. Ben, hope you're watching, buddy. Sorry you didn't get to make it, but I hope you feel better.
They're working on the 41 car. Still hope to get it back out before the night is over. Marty?
And another car they're working on behind the wall is the 37 of Bobby East. He spun literally right before we went back to green flag racing, did some damage to the front. And so he is behind the wall. Wanted to keep you updated on him since we thought this might be one of those breakout races for him, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
No, I mean, we got to go back to what Scott said. I mean, he has to take some responsibility. He did squeeze that guy up into the fence. So there's 2 guys that wrecked, and he needs to take some of it because he did push up into the guy.
All right, we're working lap 81. You're on board with Cale Gale, and that's Carl Edwards, sore thumb and all, trying to go underneath him. Again, Carl, another one of the guys that started in the back.
I've been watching lap times here. Aric has been very fast, but there's 2 or 3 other guys that are running the same lap times.
Gale in the 33.
Give a shout out to him. Yeah, he had a rough night last night in the truck, but he's proven it today. He's a racer.
Yeah, Gale finished 24th in the truck race last night. And let's get more on the 60 car from Shannon Spake.
Well, guys, by now you know that our points leader, Carl Edwards, has a dislocated right thumb. This is one of the casts that the doctor gave him. This is the one that he just uses in everyday use. He does have two that are specially molded to the steering wheel. Carl actually brought his steering wheel to the doctor's office, sat in a chair and pretended to be sitting in a car for the doctor to mold the cast so that his hand is able to wrap around the steering wheel. So what did Jack Roush have to say about his driver dislocating his thumb? He said, if you're going to play, you got to be tough.
All right. And he is tough, that's for sure. I mean, anybody can do backflips is all right in my book. All right, if you're just tuning in, welcome to O'Reilly Raceway Park. It's race number 22 of the NASCAR Busch Series. And right now, it's Aric Almirola out in front. I'm Marty Reed, along with Randy LaJoy in the booth. And down in pit lane, we've got Shannon Spake, Jack Root, and Vince Welch. We're glad that you're with us. And as you can see, some of the notes that we've made for you, 5 of the last 6 Busch Series champions have won at ORP in the very same year. And 2 of those years in 96, 97, I think you did it too.
That was earlier. I mean, 5 of the last 6.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to shout you out every chance
exactly
I get.
Right. This was good.
You're looking down from the Ginn Resorts light ship, and you saw Aric Almirola, and he has opened up again a 1.2-second lead. The only thing that has stopped this guy tonight has been the cautions.
Absolutely right. His car is hooked up. When you got a race car like that, you get into such a rhythm, nice and smooth. You can see Biffle fishtailing coming out of the corners. Aric's just in there, nice and smooth.
Meanwhile, there's the battle between Carl Edwards and Cale Gale, and that is for 6th, and give the position to Carl if he can close the door, and yes, he will.
That's one of the greatest feelings at this racetrack, when the guy cuts you a little bit of slack like that, which Cale did.
And he's starting to pull away. Take a look. The man who has led 78 of our first 87 laps, Aric Almirola, and he doesn't have to worry about being pulled out of the seat.
You hope not.
Well, except maybe by somebody like Greg Biffle.
One of Biffle's guys.
Let's get more on Greg Biffle from Vince Welch. Well, obviously a bit of a problem with Vince, the old dreaded glitch. We'll get back to it as soon as we can. But meanwhile, Biffle just continues to peck away here, and he's cut the lead down as again Almirola is starting to get into lap traffic. So this is where it tightens back up. This is the only time it tightens back up, quite honestly, other than when we've gone under yellow.
You ain't kidding. Once that 20 car gets in without traffic, he just sets sail.
So they get underneath the 28 car. That's Robert Richardson Jr. And it looks like Biffle will clear him easily, so he continues to put pressure. As you can see, there they are in screen.
We'll see. I mean, Greg does run that bottom line and come off that corner a lot straighter than he has on the top side. All right.